Hi, welcome back to the channel. We are here in Somerset at a place called Burton Springs. I'm here 2 days. We did come here last night, but the weather was absolutely minging for no reason whatsoever. So we just basically got sorted out. It took a little bit longer to get here than we wanted. Got sorted out, put the tents up, and just got some food on and got to sleep. So this is the promised trip where I have bought only Chinese kit with me. Yes, it took a long time to put this all together into something that I felt comfortable using. I didn't want to just take any Chinese stuff. I wanted it to be usable again, and also the whole point was it has to be kind of safe. Do you know what I mean? It has to be actually usable in the real world. And so, as you've probably seen before, I've got the Bisinna here. This is my £60 MSR nature hike clone. It's like a Star River or a Hubba Hubba. £60, and I must say last night we got rained on quite a lot and she didn't ship a single drop anywhere. As you can see, I am missing some guy lines because I left the peg bag at home. I've got my own pegs that I normally bring, so I left the peg bag for this at home and it had the guy lines in it, which I didn't think of. However, I did use my trekking poles. One of them is still up in the back there. Yep, one of the trekking poles is still up in the back there, and it made it absolutely solid, didn't move. So, yes, the Bisinna. What a great tent for £60, genuinely. Let me move you up again. Adjustments. Yeah, so the Bisinna, absolutely, really impressed with this tent. Didn't move last night. Very small amount of condensation inside. The hammock up here, my little hammock, attic hammock, really good touch. Keeps everything out of the way. Anything I want, I just reach up, grab it, put it down. Love that. It's brilliant. Best pocket. So yeah, the Bisinna for 60 quid, very much worth the money. Cannot lie. Possibly out of all the tents that I've bought, for the money and how good it is. All right, it's 2.5 kilos, fine. It's not the most lightest tent in the world. 3000mm hydrostatic head on the fly, which is good enough for anything you're going to get in England or Britain. Yeah, enough space for 2 long wide mats, no problem at all. So we can call that a thumbs up. What else did I have? The petrel G3. Everyone knows what this is. Fantastic bit of kit. Didn't let me down. Yeah, all right, we know about this anyway, right? Chinese, not all Chinese kit is rubbish, because people like Firemaple exist, and 3FUL gear, and yeah, I've got a Lanshan. It is one of the best tents I've ever had. Firemaple do very good stuff. I've got a lot of Firemaple gear accidentally because it's just turned out to be really good stuff. So we didn't need to worry about that. The Firemaple 116T titanium stove, excellent bit of kit, worked lovely. What else did we have here? Oh, the MSR table. I think it was MSR. I'll see one of these on Paul Messner's to start with, right? And then when I looked it up, it was 50 quid. I thought, I'm not paying 50 quid for a table, just not doing it. And then I'll see this on AliExpress. It is exactly the same thing, except for it doesn't have a logo on it. At the moment, it's got Manky Coffee and stuff on it, but it doesn't have a logo on it. But you tell me if this is any different from the one you see on Paul Messner's videos. Tis not. And guess what? It's cost me less than a tenner. I think it was like £8 something. There you go. Sorted. Works perfectly. my G3 petrel table. I've actually got that folded up here. I run out of, in fact the camera is sitting on top of it. I run out of gas in the gas bottle. It does actually work with a small 300, I think it is. The little jet boil ones, it works with those, and it works with the next size up, because the legs on the table can sit at 2 different angles, so 2 different heights. But I've only got one small jet boil one with me and this big giant thing, so I can't use it on that. The table will be wonky. So I did have that. I did feel like that was going to happen because my jet boil pot was a bit light. So there, I did have a feeling that was going to run out. However, the petrol table, fantastic. 190 grams. I think it's cost me 20 quid, right? You could probably find it cheaper. Whatever, I just got happy because I saw a table that I'd never seen before and I just bought it. So Firemaple is actually a petrol table. It's not just me calling it that, that's what it is. So very good bit of kit. Pump worked pucker, it blew up blew up my firmware and it blew up the mountain spring 6.5 UL. Now let's get on to that. The mountain spring 6.5. Let's look in my tent at the moment. What does that look like to you? That looks a bit like an X-Firm on top of something random. So mountain spring 6.5 UL looks very much like the Big Agnes SL Rapide. I have heard that those things do let in cold. They're only rated to like 4 point something are the Big Agnes ones. This here, like I say, I've got it underneath there. I got cold. I had, it wasn't even, it must have been like, what do you reckon the temperature was last night?
About 7.
7, something like that. Yeah, it wasn't. Your milk would have started going off, right? It weren't that cold. And yet it come to about 2:30. I needed a wee. Woke up, did me wee, come back, laid in the bag, and I could feel cold coming through right across my body. So it wasn't a cold spot. It wasn't me pushing my shoulder too into it. It was a cold spot. Thank you when someone just hands you a body. Thank you. So yeah, very comfortable, but cold. Didn't let any air out. I thought it hadn't. It just, the air had got cold in it, so I topped her up and she stayed inflated, very comfortable. Cannot lie, that is a really comfortable pad, but lets a bit of cold in. So we're going to call that like a semi fail, because it says 6.5, it is not. Maybe I forgot to bring my closed cell phone pad with me, which I normally always use on all of my pads anyway. However, I used the X-Firm. I put my X-Firm onto my Trekker chair, so that I could have somewhere to sit inside the tent if it was raining, which it was, which was a good call. And also, if one of these Chinese pads, because I have got a second one for tonight, if it went down in the middle of the night, I've got the emergency right next to me. And thankfully I did that because I was freezing, and so I just quickly deflated the mountain spring, unclipped my X-Firm so that it opened up because it was still in chair mode, give it 2 breaths of air, and then we were back in business. And I stayed warm for the rest of the sleep. So the X-Firm can take it, but the mountain spring couldn't. It's fine. You can probably buy 3.5 of those for one X-Firm. What I paid for that when it first came out was like 305 quid or something. So okay, cool. Maybe we can get away with using it in slightly warmer. We're going to call that probably a 2-season, if we call summer and shoulders of summer. I don't think the deepest of spring or the deepest of autumn will be warm enough if you aren't using a closed cell phone pad. However, if you are, maybe it would have enough guts to get through it. I wasn't freezing cold, but I could feel that I wasn't as warm as when I'm using the X-Firm. Alright, and then everyone knows that Firmarest are the leaders at keeping you warm using a pad. So the bar is set. before we move on and change our kit tonight, we've got two last things to look at, and that would be the Qezer sleeping bag, Qdm 1500 sleeping bag. Very warm, really comfortable. Because it's a 650 fill, because it's a 650 fill, it requires a lot more, as you all know, requires a lot more down in it to get you to the temperature that it says. So if that was a 900 fill, it ain't taking 1800 grams of down to make it resistant to that temperature. However, 650 takes more down to achieve the same rating. The only good thing about that is that I like a heavy quilt on me. I like a weighted quilt, and I do feel a bit weird when I'm using my Featherstone Moon Dance because it's so light. It's 850 fill. It's so light, it doesn't feel like you've got much on you. However, this bad boy, zip that up, I feel like I'm getting cramped in, which was really nice. I did wake up a bit warm, so I had to have the zip open, but that's fine. The neck baffles work very well. Quick sip. The neck baffles work very well. Yeah, I like it. I think that's going to be pretty good in the winter. Paired that with the X-Firma, I was roasting, man. That was too hot for what I had. So tonight, anyway, we're expecting slightly cooler night, so really I should just stay with the Qezer, but I'm not going to. Today though, out of getting the ump with my stupid cold back, I did a bit of a impulse buy. I'm not going to call it an impulse buy because I've been eyeing it up for months, but I just decided, sod it, I'm going to buy it, and I went for the new Firmarest Neo Loft, so that should be turning up in a couple of days. But for tonight we're going to go for Light Tour 7.5 R. We're going to go for my Featherstone Moon Dance quilt because I'm more of a quilt man, and we're also going to try out the Firmarest cinchable pillow, which isn't a blow up one, it's a foam filled one. It looks lovely, so I'm looking forward to trying that out tonight. It's something different with the paired with the Light Tour. It's going to be a complete new sleep system. I've had my Featherstone for a long time, but it is brilliant. And also, by the way, Featherstone, South Carolinian company, all of their kit made in China. Go figure. So apart from the new pillow, I'm still maintaining my all made in China kit. Today I tested out a small stove kit from BRS. It's called the BRS 61. It's not particularly new, it's just something that I've never seen before. I paid £15 for it, and I cannot lie, I was so impressed, mate. It boils the water, I'm going to put a video out, the video will be out, and you'll see my reaction. I didn't film the actual boil, but it was done in like under 2 minutes. I couldn't believe it. I put just under 600 ml of water in there as well, and it was done in under 2 minutes, and I only just turned the valve on as well, just a little bit on. I wasn't in no rush for my water to boil, but it freaking did it well fast. So I'm very impressed with that. £15 for an entire stove kit with heat exchanger and all that is brilliant. Yeah, I was well impressed with that. So yeah, what have we got then? Oh, my Bisinna pillow as well. Bisinna pillow is what it is. For £3, I mean, quite impressive for £3. It is what it is. It rolls itself up into its own bag and cinches down and whatever, so you can pack it. It fitted nicely into the hood of my sleeping bag very well. It was a bit flat for me, so in the end I topped it up. I pulled out my Flextail Zero pillow and stuck the Bisinna underneath it, and there you go, that made it up. And that was very comfortable, so happy days. Adrian, you've got the exact same table that I have got at home, haven't you?
Block Cloud.
Oh, so my one was made by somebody else. Oh no, it's not exactly the same.
It's got hinges instead of...
Yeah. Mine's got 2 bars that go through it. Hold on, we're just going to interrupt this with a new table. Adrian's got a rock cloud table
From Amazon.
From Amazon. Do you know how much that weighs?
No.
It probably looks about half a kilo at least.
It
Show us how that goes together. Oh yeah, look. So you've got, instead of, that's quite okay. Oh, when you pull that off. So my version of that has a stick that goes through all of them bits.
Yeah, because they do some with elastic, don't they?
Right. Okay.
In 2 different heights.
And what was the price on that, if you don't mind me
I
asking?
can't recall. It weren't that much.
Wasn't that much, no?
10, 15 quid.
10 or 15 quid. There you go. So that's quite similar to one I've got. It's bigger than my tables that I've got with me today.
Wood finish.
It's going to look like a veneered, like a veneered finish. Right. So yes, tonight I'm going to set up the light tour in just a moment. I'm going to pull out the next new bed and sort myself out for the night before the sun goes down. Probably got an hour or so left, so we're not in too much of a rush. And chili con carne. I've got a selection of Northern Monks. Not that I drink that often, but we're here. Let's do it. Let's do it. So yeah, I've got a selection of Northern Monks to choose from, and I'll come back to you. Hopefully the sun's still shining by then. But anyway, I'll see you very shortly. I'm going to enjoy my bodies because we have just come back from a long walk. So I'm going to sit out and chill out in my 4-season chair. By the way, I bought so much kit. That is a cover for any kind of one chair, my £20 chair that I bought a long time ago. This cover comes from a company called Stitches and Steel. See this? Stitches and Steel. Okay, look at that. Lovely bit of kit. It's even got a pocket in the front of it for your whatever. And that cost me £20. So now my 3-season chair for £20 is now a 4-season chair for £20. It did have a footstool with it, but I have, if I come in here I bought this to go with it as well, and this is just a, looks like a pencil case or something, and that's just a footstool that I'm going to open up in a little while. I'll show you that in a little while, and give myself a bit of a recline on. So yeah, anyway, I'll come back to you in a minute once I've set up the new setup, and we'll walk you through. Right, so we are back. I've got a quick change sorted out inside the tent. So let's take you around and have a little look. Pulled back out. Oh. We have pulled back out the Featherstone Moon Dance. I've now got Firmarest cinchable pillow here. This is the Featherstone Moon Dance 25, and we have got a light tour mat there. I've never tried one of these. They're apparently very good. If anything goes wrong, the old trusty is back in the house. So we're going to find out what's going on with the light tour. Apparently they're very good. We already know about the trusty Featherstone Moon Dance. 850 fill, beautiful bit of kit. Love a duvet, me. So yeah, this is going to be hopefully going to be very, very comfortable. So looking forward to that. Yeah, next thing is going to be chill out for a little bit, make some grub, and slow down for the night. So I'll bring you back anyway in a little while. I'm just going to chill for a bit and have this for me. See you in a bit. Time for dinner. We have got today some chili and rice from Tesco's, yeah, and we've got some long grain rice also from Tesco's. And we're just going to bang that in. I know it's microwave rice, but no one cares. I'm going to throw it straight in my wonderful pot there, and whatever. Right. Well, you know what? I'm going to warn you now. There's about 10 grains of rice left in this bag, right?
Sport.
It's a sport, to be honest.
Oh yes, but you see, because mine's
So, got food on the go. chili and rice, nice. Got a little bit of warm kit on it. Sun's starting to go down. Beautiful colours in the sky, I'll show you in a minute. It's been a really good weekend actually. Like I say, yesterday we got here a little bit late. It is what it is. The rain was pouring, so we quickly got the tents up, made food. We had a wonderful steak meal. It was lovely. Steak and a bit of what's it called? What's that mash called? Well, anyway, lovely mash, not smash mash. Idahoan, that's the one. Idahoan, cheesy mash with it and some barbecue beans. What a meal! It was wicked. Sat in Adrian's little wagon out of the rain, so that was fun. Today we went on a trip to have a shooting lesson with Abby Ling, who was shot for England. That was fun. We got to fire sort of 50-60 rounds at clay discs, clay shooting. That was good fun. I haven't shown much of that, to be honest, because I wanted some of it to be just for me and Adrian, so that was for me and Adrian to have fun. And then we went on a nice walk across the Great Wood, it was called. Yeah, and beautiful weather. Only a 6 miler, but up and down. Yeah, great fun. Had a great day. Now sitting out chilling. I have got a can. What have I got? I don't really drink very often, right? Drinking's not really for me, but every so often when I come out, I will have some, alright? And today, because it's got a sick, spacey themed tin, I went for one of these, right? Galactic Matter. Check that out. It's peachy and citrusy. Nice. Smells good. Oh, I just remembered, we've got cake and custard for afters. Get in, mate. Cake and custard. Let's go. Right, listen, if you're watching this and you like cake and custard, right? I can tell you now, Bird's instant custard, yes, just add water, yeah. Wayfarers, any of them sponge puddings, not a problem. You can do your custard. Alright, you've got to do it in a jet boil or do it in a cup or something, right? But straight in the old Wayfarers, bang, cake and custard on the trowel. And all you've got to do is carry a tiny little pouch of custard, which is pretty good. Oh, it's so good. So yes, anyway, we're nearly at dinner time and I can't wait to get in my new bed as well in a little while. Not that I'm tired, but I'm just saying, it looks really good. We'll have a look in a little while. Oh, here we are. Chili con carne. I don't want to spill it, but oh, look, a big one in the X-pot.
By the light of Hinkley Power.
Yeah, look at that. Unbelievableness. Ugh. Anyway, it's not going to ruin my cake and custard. Hold on, let me just put me normal. Oh, it makes it flashy. I remember I can't do it with this Nebo. But anyway.
What are you glowing green for?
Well, because I didn't want to blind you.
What is it?
It's a Nebo. It's nice, isn't it? Actually. Good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful day today. As you can see, the sun's shining through. I've been up about 15 minutes. Had a really good night. The light tour mat. I'll just have a little look. See, I've put her down, but that was quite a comfortable sleep. Excuse me. I can confirm that the light tour mat, very comfortable, very warm the whole time you're laying flat. It did get a little bit pressure point when I went on the side, a little bit of a dead hand, but not the end of the world, not as bad as the Firmarest. Stayed warm, like I say, the whole time. I was laying flat, more on the side. As soon as you sit and focus your weight into one point, you're bottoming out. No, it doesn't matter. I pump that thing right the way up, and I used the pump sack as well, give it some proper beans. But it didn't. I don't know if maybe I can put more in and force more in, but I put as much in as I was comfortable with forcing in there, and I still bottomed out. Firmarest cinchable pillow. Oh, that's the Bisinna, by the way, not bad. This bad boy. This bad boy. The Firmarest cinchable pillow. I had it a little bit cinched, but yeah, that was pretty cool actually. It was like sleeping at home. The Featherstone Moon Dance. Listen, if you want to get yourself a top end quilt for less money, I say less money, right? It's not 400 or 500 quid, it's like 300, 250, whatever. I'm gonna have a cup of tea and I'll see you shortly. Look at this. Breakfast for kings. This should get us to the nearest food station later.
First services.
Excellent. Maple syrup, bacon, pancakes, continental. Oh, and a coffee, of course. Coffee.
I don't think it's true, mate.
Well, good morning. Windy, a sunny morning. Yes, all packed up now. As you can see, LNT, hashtag, and all that. Adrian's busy getting his one sorted out. Look at that grampian. No pegs in, nothing out. Just standing proud. It was 148 quid, by the way. 5,000 millimetre hydrostatic head. That does weigh a metric ton, but like 4 kilos or something. But what a 10. Good night last night on the old light tour pad. The cinchable pillow was lovely. Had a good night, nice and warm. So yeah, we're going to on the road for a lovely jubbly 4 hours or 5 hours worth of driving. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.